Hey guys, what is going on? Another lifestyle BMX video, guys. Today we're actually going to be um, touching up on the topic. So you want to buy your first BMX bike? So basically, in this video, I am going to help you guys. I'm going to go through what makes a good BMX bike, what doesn't make a good BMX bike, and should you buy a complete bike when getting into BMX, or should you build a bike completely from scratch? So everything you need to know. So you want to get into BMX. So buying your first BMX bike, it could be a stressful thing. You could not know what geometries you want. You could not really know much about brands and stuff, and you're going to be stuck on what bikes you should really buy and what brands you should really buy. So if you want to know about frame geometry and stuff, I made a video about that, explaining frame geometry and a couple other things, key components on a bike. So first we're going to talk about complete bikes, and then we're going to talk about building your own BMX bike from scratch and which one you should do. So let me just come out and say this. If you want my honest opinion on what you should do when you're first getting into BMX, I would buy a complete bike, simply because building up your own BMX bike costs a lot more money. And if you're not too familiar with BMX, you don't want to spend a whole lot of money and get into it and then it's not for you. So I recommend buying a complete bike. So we're going to run through price ranges and different qualities and different specs. So I chose 3 bikes in this video to show as examples. So the first bike is this one. It's a GT. It's made by GT. It's a GT Air. And I'll put all the specs here on the screen as well. So with this bike, you have a full high tensile steel frame, which is okay, guys, if you're beginning in BMX. It's okay to buy a high tensile steel complete bike. Yes, chromoly is stronger. Yes, it's lighter. But if you're just getting into BMX and you need to learn bunny hops and wheelies and manuals and 180s, stuff like that, a high tensile steel complete bike is fine. I started on a half chromoly bike, which we'll get into with the next bike. But as you can see, this bike for the most part has sealed bearings. Besides, I think the front wheel is a loose ball. And to be honest, even if you're just starting out in BMX, I recommend getting something with sealed bearings. A front wheel is, I mean, it's okay, I guess, to go with a loose ball if it's in your budget. Just make sure the rear wheel is sealed, or at least semi-sealed. Definitely make sure you have a sealed bottom bracket and a sealed headset, though. Those are 2 things that you want. Even just starting out, you want sealed bearings. They're going to last a lot longer. They're going to be a lot protected because they're sealed. So next bike is the Fit Series 1. complete bike. Now this bike for the price that it comes at isn't bad because it has I think top tube and down tube are chromoly. So if you didn't watch my video, I'll show you real quick what the top tube and the down tube is on my actual BMX bike. Top tube, down tube. So on that bike, those two tubes are chromoly, which is going to save you a little bit of weight in the frame. It's going to be a little bit stronger up front, which I don't know if this frame comes with a chromoly head tube as well, but I know it's got the chromoly top tube and down tube, and Fit is a pretty good company if you're looking to just start out in BMX. It's definitely a company that's more famous, more well known, for sure, and they make good products. So this is another bike if you're just getting into BMX, and just buying your first BMX bike. So now the last BMX bike that I put in this video as an example is the Kink Williams BMX bike. So this bad boy right here is 100% full chromoly, all sealed bearings. This is a top of line pro BMX bike, but it's a complete bike. It has parts on it that a custom bike would have. It's built pretty much like a custom bike for actually an insanely good price. This is probably one of the best budget bikes, BMX bikes out there. It's definitely a bang for your buck deal for sure. And if you have the money, really, I recommend it. This bike is it's gonna hold up to anything you put at it. So if you're a very fast learner, or you come from, let's say, scooter, and you can do a lot of tricks on scooter, BMX and scooter are pretty much the same thing. I know a lot of people who rode scooter and came to BMX, and just from their experience from a scooter and what they learned on that, they learned BMX really fast. So if you're one of those people and you're a very fast learner, or you just have no fears whatsoever and you'll do anything, then I definitely recommend getting this bike, because it's full chromoly. So you could go the route of building a bike from the ground up. So if you want to watch my video building the lightest BMX bike, you can go check that out. But I was going to tell you pretty much all the parts on a bike. If you really want to watch that and, pick out your parts and build your own BMX bike, there is that option. But like I said, it's going to cost most of the time it's going to cost $1,000 or more. It can be done for under $1,000. If you guys want to see me do a video of me building a bike for under $1,000, comment down below. But most of the time, it's going to cost you over $1,000 if you were to go and buy every single part and build it up yourself. So if you're just beginning in BMX, like I said, I don't recommend that. I recommend just buying a complete bike, because, like I said, putting all the money into the bike and then not really going through with BMX, maybe you try it and it's just not your thing, then you spend all that money on a bike, and then when you go to resell it, you're not going to get nowhere near as much money out of the bike as you put in. You're going to lose money and stuff. It's better to just buy a complete bike, and go from there. So talking about pricing, to be honest, if you're just beginning, you really don't have to spend more than $400 on a BMX bike. because look at that GT Air or that Fit Series 1. I think that bike might be a little bit over $400, but it's a bike that's meant for BMX. Don't go to Walmart and buy bikes. Don't do that if you're looking to get into BMX. Actually spend good money on a bike, but seriously, get something that's gonna last for sure. It's better to spend the $400 to get a good BMX bike than to keep buying crappy ones that are just gonna break on you. You end up spending more money on that than just saving up more money. You guys, save up money, okay? Do what you have to do to save up money. Do chores. Do other stuff like that to save up money. But definitely save up more money and buy that fit bike or that GT bike. Or if, like I said, if you're really already skilled, go for that Kink Williams. They're all three good choices, guys. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. Make sure to leave a like on it, and check out those other videos that I talked about, that I mentioned earlier. And yeah, I hope you guys find your first BMX bike.